Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, I'll be breaking into all of the unreleased drip feed content in the Mercenaries update for Grand Theft Auto Online. Let's get straight into it! Starting off, I figured I'd briefly showcase all the vehicles that have already been released on day one of the update, just in case you missed one or you wanted to see what they look like fully upgraded. So, we obviously have the Raiju. I'm guessing if you have the money to buy this jet, you've already purchased it. Next up, we've got the Itali GTO Stinger TT. This is a really nice sports car, incredibly fast, very good on handling, and features Amani Tech upgrades. Definitely worth a shout if you were thinking about buying it. We've got the Vapid Clique Wagon. Honestly, kind of a waste of money. I wouldn't suggest to buy that one. We've got the Monstrosity, a semi-bulletproof... That's about all the armor gets, though, I should point out. Apart from the semi-bulletproof glass, it doesn't get any explosion resistance or anything like that. But still, pretty cool vehicle. Absolutely amazing rally car, epic off-roader. Then we've got a vehicle that I'm very excited to make a video on, hopefully later today, the Ratel. This looks to be like a Trophy Truck Junior, which is amazing, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Another vehicle I can't wait to try out is the Walton. This is it's like a Ford Ranger Raptor, except old. I don't know. It's a cool little truck, and I can't wait to try it out. So overall, a lot of these vehicles are actually pretty cool. The only one that I'm really not too fond of is the wagon, because it's kind of a lame vehicle, and I doubt many people are going to pick it up. We have another plane, which is the Streamer 216. It's a cool plane. There is a bit of a problem with it, and that is the propeller placement. When you start up the plane, the propellers are literally 10 feet from where you're standing. And what that means is, for example, let's say you step out of the plane and you decide, I don't know, to walk a little bit this way. Well, you get chopped up by the propeller in about half a second. You can see just how close it is to the door. So, apart from that, it's a decent plane. It kind of reminds me of like an Indiana Jones plane. There's not much special about it, but it's cool. Features bombs, and, yeah, I wouldn't suggest to buy it, but it is a plane. Now we break into the vehicles that have not been released yet, and some of these are actually pretty cool. Starting off, we have the Electric Dodge. The Bravado Buffalo EVX is going to be featured on Legendary Motorsport for a price tag of $2.14 million. It's also going to feature Amani Tech upgrades, which we can see I've already applied on the sides of the vehicle, so it's honestly a really cool vehicle. It's electric, which is interesting because normally electric cars are quite fast on acceleration. However, messing around with this vehicle, I should point out that it is fully upgraded here, and it's actually not that fast. It only goes up to a top speed of like 115, which is not great in general, but it would be excused if this vehicle had insane acceleration for an electric car, but it really doesn't. I would say that this thing accelerates slower than a lot of normal combustion engine cars, which is weird. It's not bad because the handling's actually quite nice, and it's still not awful acceleration. It's just not fast, which is kind of weird because I expected it to be. So when it comes to this vehicle, I guess what's really going to make or break it is the Amani Tech upgrades. If this car has some ridiculous explosion resistance, I guess we'll find out. But a very tough car to beat is going to be the Virtue, which is already a faster electric vehicle that also features insane explosion resistance. So I guess we'll find out. Next up, we have yet again another electric vehicle, this one being a sports car, the Penod La Course. A very weird looking vehicle, I'll be completely honest. Might just be one of the weirdest looking sports cars added into the game. Something I actually really thought was cool, and a very nice attention to details. We can see the light bar on the front actually flashes on and off. I just think it looks really cool, and you've also got your normal headlights as well. If we go over to Southern, actually no, this one's on Legendary as well, sorry. Legendary Motorsport, it is $1.99 million. This is going to be the last vehicle added on Legendary Motorsport, so we're going to see the Electric Buffalo first. This is a cool car. I can't say there's anything insane about it, but it's a cool little electric car, and I have a feeling it's going to be really fun to try rallying with. This definitely looks like a rally build to me, so yeah, I'm actually really excited for this vehicle, and something that I will say is that it actually features very nice handling. You can see, compared to the Electric Buffalo, this thing is way faster on overall acceleration, which is what I'd expect for an electric vehicle. And handling-wise, we can see it very easily handles around these corners, no problems whatsoever. I'm actually really excited for this car, because the handling, as I said, I mean, you can see this here. We are easily chilling at a very high top speed, and no problem whatsoever even rolling around this corner here. Just apply the brakes a little bit, and look at that. Easy peasy. So I cannot wait for this car to get released, even though it's not the best looking car in my opinion. opinion. It's definitely going to be a fun one to drive with, and if it's great at rallying, I cannot wait. This next vehicle is absolutely insane, and I cannot wait for it to get released, being the Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire. We can take a look at this vehicle on Southern San Andreas, coming in at a price tag of $1.8 million. This is actually not that expensive for what the vehicle is, and it's actually in the sports class. You might expect this to be a muscle car, but nope. It's just like all the other hot ring vehicles sitting in sports. Now, why am I super excited for this vehicle? Well, a couple reasons. First of all, look at the roof. It has little spoilers that pop up when you put on the roof brakes, just like air brakes on a plane. That is absolutely sick, I have to say. That's just absolutely awesome. Not only that, but this vehicle handles really, really well, which is actually rare when it comes to the hot rings. A lot of the time, the hot rings don't handle super well, but yeah, this one, because it's more of like a glorified muscle car, it's actually really solid on handling. And the best part about the vehicle is the top speed paired with the acceleration. I tested this vehicle just a little bit ago to see how fast it can accelerate to its top speed, and it's actually pretty insane. It gets up to 125 miles per hour in 10 seconds. That is ridiculously fast when you think about it. So yeah, this vehicle is fast. It's got decent handling for what it is, and it just looks amazing. I mean, this here, it might just be one of the coolest looking hot ring cars we've had yet. Hot ring Everon is nice. The Saber's okay, but this is definitely my number one so far. Let me know what you guys think about this car in the comments down below, but I will definitely be picking this car up on day one of its release. If any of you have ever watched Ghostbusters, you'll probably know this next vehicle as clearly, just from the livery alone, saying Ghosts Exposed. Yeah, this is clearly the Ghostbusters car. I'm not really sure why Rockstar's adding this into the game. Maybe they're planning on releasing this in October. But either way, this is a interesting vehicle. I'm not even going to bother to drive it. It's really slow, really poor on handling, which is what you'd expect. If you are interested in a vehicle like this, it's going to be on Southern San Andreas for the price tag of $1.5 million. It's not that expensive, but it's a cool vehicle nonetheless, so I think it'll be pretty fun. Especially look at that little air intake on the front. It's got a little dead skull on it, which I think is absolutely cool. So overall, it's got a lot of attention to detail on the upgrades, which is rare when it comes to Rockstar. So I'm excited for the vehicle. I guess we'll have to see how it is when it gets released, but yeah, there's really not much special to say about it. Next up, we have the Weaponized Kanata, which is basically a different buzzard. The problem I have with the Weaponized Kanata, which I've said in my video already reviewing this vehicle, is the fact that, for example, if I go to services and I go to Kosatka, I can spawn in my Sparrow right next to me. There's my Sparrow whenever I want. The Weaponized Kanata is a personal vehicle, which means you can't just call it in next to you. If I'm here to call in that Weaponized Kanata, it's going to spawn at an airstrip or a suitable location to take off. And not only that, but it counts as my personal vehicle, meaning that if I ever want to call out a car, I can't. It's just a bit of an inconvenience when you have a vehicle like the Sparrow that already exists. The other things that I will say a little lame about the Weaponized Kanata, it only shoots 2 missiles, even though it literally has 8 missiles showcased on the vehicle. You can only shoot 1, 2, and you can see I'm holding the A button here. You gotta wait for it to cool down before you can shoot them again. So, just a bit of a lame thing, and it also features machine guns, but they're not really that special. They're kind of just like the buzzards. Overall, the Weaponized Kanata's main strength is the fact that it is the fastest helicopter in the game, and it features some incredible maneuverability. But I just think the Sparrow's better, especially because it doesn't feature any flares or great survivability. It's not a bad vehicle, it's just not worth the $3.3 million price tag Rockstar's asking on Warstock Cash and Carry. The final vehicle we have here is a bike. And not a motorcycle, a literal bike. This bike is interesting. I don't know why anybody would ever buy it. It's $50,000 on... I don't even know what the website's called. I can go showcase it really quick if you want to see it. It's under Travel and Transport and Pedal and Metal. It is $50,000 for the Inductor, and the reason it's called the Inductor is because it has a little electric speed boost. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong. Like, if you ever like to use bikes, which I can't imagine anybody does, you've got a little speed boost that allows you to go to like 50 miles an hour, which I guess is cool, but why? I don't really know. There you go. That's what I think about the bike. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. This was a fun one to record. Just thought I'd let you guys know about the trip feed content coming into the game. There really isn't much that's special, I'll be completely honest. It's a little disappointing there's not a lot coming into the game. This update seems like it was rushed and there wasn't a lot of content Rockstar could come up with, but yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.